That's how you know you gone when you just talking. You don't know you live. Shout out to
Yeah.
Marcus out here flexing on Facebook right now. Damn, man. So we were just politicking and kicking it as we usually do, but now we're doing it with you. Shout out to everyone that tunes in every week. Like we say, this is our new official time. Official like a ref with a striped shirt. While your girl get the pipe work. And she be like, it might hurt. I be like, she might squirt. And then I go and throw a slight smirk.
Like Mike Dirk.
Ooh, shout out to Mike Dirk. Shout to Joe Dirt. Life is life's a garden. Get a shovel, you dig it? Yeah, we back. So yesterday the XXL freshman list dropped. I want to say it's the 9th to 10th one, which made me reflect and go back over a decade.
I think it's the 10th.
It is the 10th,
10th
right?
anniversary.
Officially stomping on their legacy with what they do.
Every year, I don't know. Every year, there's more and more people I don't know.
I've said that, but then I did go back and look at last year's. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as I thought initially. I take that back because
Who's in this class?
Who's last year?
last year they did have, you know, Lil Dicky, Dave East, Anderson .Paak, who were all dope. And
Yeah.
usually they take dope artists and they throw a couple fuckboys in there and they sprinkle it up and mix it up. But I feel like it's just been getting more and more the opposite way. And now it's totally just a bunch of like, who? Like, why? Like what?
So fuckboyish now, right?
And I'm just trying to, like, a lot of these, even last year when they throw the designers on there, it's like, yo, designer had a tough record. I don't care if
And
you
he
don't
had-
fuck with mumble
he had
rap,
one
that
of-
record is fucking bananas.
Yeah, he had one of the best records of the year.
Exactly. So it's like, it makes perfect sense. And you know, I fuck with designer because I think he's a character. I like his energy and I get it.
He has great energy, that dude, bro.
And it's like, some of these other dudes, like, I want to get it. I don't want to be this old guy, like, this purist, like, oh, fuck, they're disrespecting hip-hop. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I know what you make music for. I get it. You're an entertainer. It's different.
Yeah.
But some of these dudes, I'm trying to lend myself to, and it's like, bro, I don't know. Like,
But that dude, the guy that got knocked out,
XXXTentacion.
yeah, I don't even feel like that's like too much to say. But he got a hot song, a hot beat.
I haven't heard it.
that beat is hard.
Yeah, but does
That
a
beat's
hot song or a
stupid,
hot
and it's
beat
so
make the
simple.
list? And that's the thing. Is that the criteria?
I'm saying
nowadays?
this is something I can get down with.
Yeah, but does it make generation next? You know what I'm
Just because
saying?
you got a hot beat.
Oh,
you
no,
got
you
a
can't
hot
pay
joint.
attention. You can't pay attention to what this shit says.
He's popping now
Generation
because he
next,
got
like,
knocked
come on.
out.
Hey,
I mean, that's like
yo,
tough to pay attention to.
I'm actually right now, man. I'm rooting for Famous Dex. He not even on there.
Yo, and I heard that, and I heard Joe Budden say that he gave, like, a real respectable answer about it. It was like, oh, I just got to work harder and whatnot. Just, like, sounded like a true professional. I don't even know his work that much, but I just heard that.
Who that?
Famous Dex.
Said that.
I heard that's what he said when people were saying, yo, why wasn't he on it?
Yeah. Yo, you know what? Famous Dex. If you is Famous Dex, who's from Chicago, and it's this other kid, the light-skinned kid from Red Hook, right? The ill thing about them, right, is they do the southern shit, but the twist on it is that Jay Crutch, his name is Jay Crutch, and Rich, the kid, are both from Atlanta, but their parents from New York, but they moved to Atlanta and kind of did their high school years in
Yo,
Atlanta.
Frank, what you typing over there, man?
You know what I'm saying? So they got like,
Listen.
their
Oh, that was-
music
oh,
got
my
like an
bad.
interesting, you know what I'm saying?
Type of the
I was looking at Pornhub. Sorry, guys.
Nah, it's
Yo,
all good.
Famous
Paying
Dex is
attention.
amazing.
over
son.
there.
They drop videos every 2-3 days, it seemed like.
Right.
And the vibe is crazy.
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, the new generation is like, you can't be mad at it. You know what I mean? Because like my father's the same way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't listen to that hippity bop boop boop shit. And it's like, I don't want to be that.
Yeah, but
It's
I think
not
you can be
that.
that within your own generation. I feel like this new music is still like we're not that old. Like we keep
Nah.
saying, oh, we're the old generation, but we're not that old. And I don't
But
think
as far as
music
as
gets
far as
old quick
musically
now.
is,
Music
yeah,
is old quick now.
style wise, it is old. But I will tell you this: when I was in high school, that was when I graduated in '97. Biggie died right then. Tupac was the man when I was in high school. Those were my years. So like, I hated. I like right around 2003 ish. The music was terrible.
Yeah,
And
it was horrible.
for a long time, I thought I was just hating on the
Except
new
for Get Rich or Die
generation.
Trying.
But right now, I love the shit that's out. You know what I'm saying? And nothing changed. I'm still the same person, but I think now the music is better. And I think at that point, the music actually really was trash.
When is this? 2003?
I'd say from.
I don't know, but
I'd say you know what I would say?
Yeah,
the white tee era.
Yeah.
The white tee.
You wasn't fucking with Dipset?
No. Now
he's talking about like
Chingy.
Yeah,
I'm talking about what was taking over. Like Dipset was New York
shit.
heavy, and they was making noise out of New York, but the shit that was making
G-Unit.
the real noise was Little John. And it sounded
D-Block.
The sound was good, but the music was just garbage at that time.
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, I remember
You know what I'm saying?
that was my first feeling of like, yo, fuck this shit. Like when the South was taking over for the first time, like when all the boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it was just, and I thought, and the thing is, for me, it kind of came. It was just like I was 18 when I got out of high school. I was 21, 22 when this other shit was on. When I got out of high school, that was when when I was in my senior year, Biggie was still alive.
Damn.
And by the time I was 21, it was white tee. And for me, that shit was like, what? This shit is garbage. What the fuck just happened?
It's a big turnaround
in that little bit of time. So it was like, at first I thought maybe I'm just hating. Or you know they say hater. It was like the hater rapper. They was doing the little skits and shit, right? Yeah. Old man. Now they on some old man hating shit. But I love the shit that's out now. I feel a lot of it. I love that shit.
For me, it's
so
like there's so many different ways.
Better now.
There's so many different ways to consume music. Now that like you can't complain, you can find other music. You can actively search other music for music that you like. If you don't want to hear shit that's on the radio, you can turn that shit the fuck off.
Yeah.
And plug in your aux cord or whatever the fuck and play whatever you want. You know what I mean? So. Like, if that's the shit that's being played on the radio, then it is what it is.
That's a fact on a fact on a fact.
Respect. Like, these kids, they're young. Like, think about what you would be doing if you were 18. Mm. You know what I mean? That's where you grew up with that. So, that's just what you know.
Yeah.
Oh, there was more of a
There is a lot of shit music.
I've been saying this about even sports
to
radio too, because I do listen to a lot of sports radio, especially in the past like 4 or 5 years. I don't know why I just got into it, but I think like 5 years from now, when technology, because even when I want to stream shit, I got Sprint, so my shit is kind of cheap, so it's still breaking up. You know what I mean? Like I'm paying for that free data, but I ain't getting the
quality.
I'm not getting the quality that I want, and I don't want to be fucking around driving Spotify and the shit pauses. You know what I mean? Like that shit annoys me. So I think it's still gonna take like another 4 or 5 years for even the new car consoles to come out. And once you kind of like YouTubing on there and Spotify and through there, which could be dangerous, but once that shit comes out, I think then it's a complete rap for the radio.
I can't lie.
I think it's even though the technology is there now, the technology has to be a little cleaner.
That's the
and
last
a little better.
area that the radio has still dominates is in
the car. Yeah,
I
still listen
to
the
radio in the car.
I get tired of my own
fucking
joint.
terrible. I listen to the radio in the car in the morning on the way to work. When I go back and forth in the stations, all you hear is either tell them why you mad, with people talking about shit that made them mad, right?
Yeah.
It's break up with your girlfriend
Gossip
shit. Somebody
shit.
call her then I go to the next station and Rosenberg call the guy. Let's call him. Then they call the guy and he's like, listen, this is some ride or die shit. And then they tell him some scandalous shit. Every Monday through Friday, all you hear is scandalous.
Well, people love that shit.
But it's
just gossip
poison.
shit.
It's poison.
Oh yeah, that's a
It's
whole nother
poison.
conversation.
You want to know something? One day I realized, I look back and I said, something I heard on the radio made me think of something I seen at home,
TV
had me
is
ready
worse
to
than that.
trip
Yeah.
on my girl, and then I realized, I'm listening to this bullshit that got me,
I'm listening to it too. Right.
man.
It perpetuates nonsense, bro.
Not for nothing. I have Apple Music.
VH1 as a fucking
My shit don't
network
crash at all on the way
is
over here.
garbage.
Oh,
You talking
don't
about
even-
polluting
yo.
people's minds and shit?
Yeah. That
Because
shit
you
is-
actually getting the visual stimulation too. Like I'll be watching. Damn, look at that bitch's ass. Like you know how much garbage that is just for a culture and a society overall on so many levels. Yo, these bitches just go on and fight about nothing. Literally minutia.
And now
nothing.
they
you know
got
how
this-
much how. I don't know. So
They
much
got
good
dude
shit
now.
in
They
life.
got the what is it? The side bitches of Charlotte.
yeah.
They
That's
got the
not-
side
that is
chicks.
not- That is not a
They
real show.
they coming
Yes,
up
it is.
with
It's called
great-
side
bitches.
bitches or side chicks?
It's called the side chicks of Charlotte. I swear to God.
Google
There's
this.
no chill.
Yo, you
I
guys
have
got
to
you guys got to
Google
call.
Is
We got a
this-
caller
is this
coming
one of
in.
the side chicks of the
Yeah, and the
internet?
dude on TV trying to, they got his face probably blacked out. He like, listen, bitch, I can't do it. Hey, my family be watching. My daughter watch this shit.
Side chicks.
Yo,
of
caller, what's
Charlotte.
going on, man?
Yo, what up? This is Veg, yo. What up?
Yo, what's
Vag,
good, man?
Vag,
Thanks for
what's
calling
good?
in. What's
What's
popping?
good with you?
Chilling, man. I see y'all on y'all show talking about, the radio and XXL, freshman list and shit.
Right. What'd you think about it?
I have no comment, bro, because it's not gonna be good.
Well, then make it.
It's not gonna be good. My grandma told me when I was a young veteran, man, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
That's a fact.
Where you calling from right now?
Huh?
Where
What's up?
you calling from right now?
I'm calling from Rockland, homie.
Rockland,
I'm actually with Stiller right now. So,
Oh, shit. That's- yo,
Stiller
tell
says
me
what's
something up.
to y'all.
It's still Mess and Veg. They came on the show a couple weeks ago.
Oh, remember when oh shit, what's up, dog? Yo, I finally moved to Rockland, man. Remember I told you that
Yeah,
that night?
right.
I
Yeah,
moved
right.
out-
Where you at in Rockland,
I
King?
told you I'm in New City. I moved out there last week.
Yo, Nomad, stay with the side conversation.
Anyway, yeah, my bad.
All right.
I was hitting you with the side note.
Yeah.
So what's up with the list?
Yo, I'm gonna call you later, like tomorrow or something.
Okay,
Hello?
cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. But what
Yeah,
else? You
but-
got
yeah.
any final note on XXL or anything that's going on that we?
I
touched on?
mean, man, man, this is, I don't know, man. Yo, shit just gets crazy, man.
I got a better
Like,
question. Do you think
it's
I got a
crazy.
better question personally? Do you think that XXL is controlled by the labels for the labels like in their pocket? Like, yo, we need you to put this person on the cover, or do you think it's a complete natural thing where they're just like, we're just gonna take this person and
It's a little bit of both.
Well, I feel like it's a little bit of both. I mean, more so toward popularity, instead of talent. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not even gonna be like, crazy with it. I'm pretty sure there's like, a couple cats that's on the XXL freshman list that has talent, but I'm pretty sure most of them is because they're popular. They got the most popular songs and they're playing on the radio like 10 bajillion times and all that. So, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing their thing, and I'm gonna just leave it on a positive note. You know what I mean? Check out my man StillMS, StillMS.com, at StillMS on everything. You know what I mean? Go check out my man Kenny Shane in the show, Gone.
Gawncast.
The Gone, you know what I'm saying? All that. The Gawncast and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Check them out, man. Homies is doing that thing. Yo, Kenny, man, I gotta get you and Still on a record, man.
I know we were talking about it earlier. We're definitely gonna make that happen, man. Yo, I'm usually in there on Sundays, but I'm gonna holler at you about that. Yo, thanks for calling in, man.
You already know, I show love to all y'all, man. Yo, no, man, I'm gonna hit you up, brother.
All right, for sure. Peace.
All right, man, peace,
Yo,
y'all,
much
peace.
love, Veg. Peace.
Hey, man. I was about to say Little Ma.
Yeah, Young Ma.
Young Ma, right? Young M.A. She's on
Well,
she's
she's
on the
not
cover,
on-
right?
Nah, she not even.
Nah,
on that
she
shit.
was-
She's not on there?
Nah, she not.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's
Yo.
crazy. That's crazy.
You think she's good? You think she's
That's
good?
crazy.
Nomad, you think she's good? You like?
Yo,
her?
you
She
know
had-
what? Let me tell you something.
was one of the
I was
snubs.
about to
People said-
ask y'all that question.
People said Young M.A. Another one was Nav. Nav has been buzzing, and that dude Black. That dude Black has been buzzing heavy too. Nav and Black, they're more like
Six
singers.
Lack? Yeah, that guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
He spells it with a 6.
You
whatever.
put me on a nap,
Was-
right? That was
Yeah, I
that
put
night
you
I
on
was
the nap.
leaving that day.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit was. Yeah,
Was
that shit
Dram
crazy.
on last year's?
Dram.
Dram,
It
whatever.
might have been.
He was. I have the full list right here. Last year, I feel like he was. It doesn't say it here on the list that I copy and pasted. I feel like he was though for some reason.
I feel like young M.A. She's got a great voice, but her lyrics are
Nah, he
kinda
wasn't.
basic.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he wasn't.
Oh, that's 2000.
Yo, I'm gonna go through the list of each year here.
Okay.
So you tell me how we feel about it. 2007. 2007 was when that shit started. Think about
Okay.
that.
Wow.
I was wondering, yeah, because by this time I ain't really know these niggas. Okay, let's go.
2007, Crooked Eye, Lupe Fiasco, Gorilla Zoe, Plies, Papoose, Lil Boozy, Young Dro, Rich Boy, Saigon, and Joel Ortiz.
Lil Boosie won.
That shit.
Joel came in second. Who else?
Yeah, Joe. I mean, they were taking people that had already been out
Crooked
for a little while.
Eyes, Saigon, and them behind.
Then the next list: Asher Roth, Charles Hamilton, B.O.B., Kid Cudi, Blue, Wale, Corey Guns, Ace Hood, Currency, and Mickey Fax.
Now that's a golden fucking list, right? They had that shit right. Because even today, you can fuck with any one of them today. And that was 2008.
That was 2009.
2008,
they say they skipped. And that right there should show you that, fuck, if we don't have the material for a list, don't do it. But, you know, once it becomes a thing, it becomes a thing. But, so 2010, J. Cole, Pill, who I don't even know who is still, Nipsey Hussle, Wiz Khalifa, OJ the Juice Man, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, J-Rock, Fashawn, and Donis.
That's about a 8.9.
OJ the Juice Man is definitely the best artist on that.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's why you get give him like an 8.7 on that right there.
OJ the Juice Man faded into the trap.
Oh, that was my shit though. That was my summer.
Hey, I'm trying to scale where it gets bad. The next year, 2011, Meek Mill, Big Crit, Sci-Hi the Prince.
Oh yeah.
Lil Twist, Yellow Wolf, Mac Miller, YG, Lil B, Kendrick Lamar, Diggy Simmons, Fred the Godson.
That's a good list.
That might be the best one.
Double XL be getting that shit together. Like when you look at the past years, they know what they be talking about.
Hold on now.
Here we go.
It's about
2012, Future, Kid Ink, Danny Brown, Macklemore, Don Tripp, French Montana, Machine Gun Kelly, Hopsin, Roscoe Dash, Iggy Azalea.
Come on, Hopsin was the best one on there.
Iggy.
That's not
best one. Go through that again.
That's a good list. I just
that's not
want
that bad.
Iggy. That was it.
Well, Iggy, yeah, but Iggy's a pop star.
But you see, like you were supposed to have like 3 or 4 people that was like either you know there for whatever they're there for.
Lil Twist was on one of them.
There
Lil
for their
Twist got
titties or
killed,
there for
right?
their attention.
Because for the second I was thinking, okay, yeah, Lil Twist. That's
I don't even know who Lil Twist is.
You know why? Because I think Lil Twist was one of them dudes that got killed. And you know, yeah, I think we actually talked about that shit at Zadalza.
Back on Bars and Bacardi.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that shit one night.
Damn,
Dating
that's
ourselves.
throwback.
Yeah. That was around the time when that shit happened. I think Lil if I'm not mistaken, I think Lil Twist might have been one of them young Chicago dudes.
What's the next?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, that's why you don't know.
Next list, 2013, Schoolboy Q, Trinidad James. Damn, Trinidad James took a big L.
He did. But I feel like he's still on a yacht somewhere chilling.
Right? Joey Badass, Absol, Logic, Action Bronson.
That's a good
Kurt
list.
Cobain, Travis Scott. Wow.
That's a good list.
Travis Scott's been out for that long. I feel like he's relatively new. Dizzy Wright, Angel Hayes, and Chief Keef. That's a big list, too.
Yeah.
Yo, this is... when we start releasing all these rappers every year, god damn, they like...
And remember some of them, there'll always be like 2 dudes that you just didn't know who the fuck they were.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3. Like as the years went by, it got worse and worse. But half of those dudes would be hot. You just didn't know who they were yet.
Right.
And I feel like that's what made the list dope. But 2014 is Chance the Rapper, Rich Homie Quan, Isaiah Rashad, my guy, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk, Kevin Gates, Troy Ave, Vic Mensa, John Connor, Lil Bibby, Jaron Benton, and August Alsina.
John Connor, Jarrett Benson. Yo, that's a fucking good list too. Yo, man.
It's a good list.
They get,
All right, so
they just fell off this year? Is that what
No. This is where it starts to get worse in these last 3 years. 2015, Fetty Wap, Dej Loaf.
Who? Dej Loaf. The girl.
Yeah, Rory, Kid, OG Mako, Shy Glizzy, K Camp, Vince Staples, Tink, and Goldlink.
You know what?
It's actually not that bad.
It's not that bad. You know what? I think it's so oversaturated. By this time,
I think last year,
a lot of them get faded in.
The last 2 years, it looks like where it just took a nosedive. 2016, this is last year's list. Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, G Herbo, Dave East, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, Designer, and 21 Savage.
Dog, that's a great list. No. Let's go through it. Listen to what you just now said.
Great?
Listen.
I know what you
No.
But it's
Great, not necessarily by standards of music and what they do, But listen
Isn't
to
that
who
what
he
it's
just said.
supposed
Let's
to be,
start
brother?
over. No, let's start over. Let's start over. Lil Uzi Vert is blowing the radio right now.
Yeah.
Who else?
That's payola though, dog. Like,
No.
He's not good. He's not a man of talent, bro.
Dave East.
That doesn't. Yo, let me tell you something. 90% of these motherfuckers we just said is the same. You can say the same thing about. I'm not saying that he's talented, but what I'm saying is for a list, the biggest. He's on one of the biggest songs in the country. No matter how wack he is, Bad and Bougie is one of the biggest songs in the. Probably in intercontinentally as well.
Hold on. Did you see the cipher for it last year?
The cipher? Nah, it probably was trash.
Nah, but hold on.
Do you know how trash it was?
Hold on.
You know what, man?
We have to play
I'm
this
talking
shit.
about
I didn't
prediction.
see this shit until yesterday, so I didn't watch it when it came out because I was the same with you. I'm like, I ain't gonna watch this shit, whatever.
Nah, I'll watch it. I mean,
Right, but this shit has like almost 50 million hits on it, and part of me is like, this.
He about to prove to me. Look, I never said Uzi
hold
Vert
on.
was dope. I just
Nah,
that
I know
list.
what you're saying. I
We
know what
gonna
you're
go back
saying.
to that list, bro.
I'm
We going
taking
back
it
to
somewhere else.
that
I'm taking
list
it somewhere else right now.
Because just think about it. It's not fair. You know why? Because most of those lists, we looking at that shit from 6-7 years ago. Like, wow, they was right. We
Yeah.
looking at this shit 2016. I'm telling you, man, that list is kind of on point.
It is.
The first 3 names alone.
Yeah. No, but hold on. But wait till we see the cipher, though. And I'm not saying that we got to judge it because of their bars. Because you're right.
I'm judging it by the bars.
But
I'm
this
just
is
judging
before the
it
cipher.
by
Before just
the
for the
prediction.
fact that this is even a cipher, like don't do a cipher if it's like this. How many people click this shit just to be like, yo, did you see this shit?
Was it that bad?
That has to be half the clicks.
You ready?
Yeah, we're gonna get into it now.
Do it. I mean,
This dude don't sound too bad. He's like saying something, but he's saying nothing. At least he got a flow.
these niggas ain't made for this shit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Watch.
This purse.
All these niggas stealing my style. Can I get my flow back? Yeah. Bop on that bitch like Kodak. Yeah. Bitch, you know that. Yeah. I push your shit all back. Told that bitch I got money. Ayy. Counting them hundreds is nothing. Ayy. Told that little bitch I got money. Ayy. Told that little bitch it is nothing. Ayy. Hit that bitch right from the back. She got turkey. I knock out that bitch like it's stuffing. Told that little bitch that I'm with it. Told that little bitch that I'm with it. Ayy. What? 21 little boat, yeah, just a curry, cut your throat, yeah, Kodak do the most, yeah, told that little bitch I got all the money, I swear this shit is just nothing, I just be dancing right up on that bitch, yeah, would you be stunting?
Shit's trash.
Drama was like, all right.
But you know what though? But you know what though, man?
That one I gained on that boy, not my friend. I hang with my gang, this ain't gang to feel all of my pain. When I was struggling through the rain, when I had no guard with no ice, wasn't no food but rice. All of these bitches, they want me, but they get one night. Fuck them, I give a fuck what you saying. Bitch nigga, no, I ain't playing. I'm by my fatty, selling team armor, we ready. Fuck up that nigga, if he talk out too heavy, I'm body. Chains on my neck cost me 20. Look at your diamonds, look like they fake. Young nigga in the Gucci stands. Fuck with me if you wanna die. Young nigga, I don't want no suit and ties. Fuck no. Love boat.
Yeah, you know what's crazy for me,
Oh, I
man?
think this one's a good one. Hold on. Play this.
Why did they even?
This 21 Savage, yo, 21 Savage is fucking dope.
Okay, yo, you about to eat your words. Hold on.
I sent my bitch to the store because we ran out of soda. What?
He came in and said, I took my bitch to the store because she ran out of soda. That's your opening bar, son?
100 round drum on the bottom of that shit. Chop a nigga down like a fucking lawnmower. AK-47 around my motherfucking shoulder. Pull up in a roller.
You ever listen to their music?
Some of the shit I heard.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Yo, they be ad-libbing each other, which is dope. I mean, the show love to each other, but it's just funny because like half the verse sounds like a fucking ad-lib.
I just want to say
It's not. Is it even a rap if you just stop me and like?
You know, I'm gonna say like this.
Why do they have?
You know
to
what though?
freestyle? They shouldn't have to.
But
freestyle.
right, but
saying.
this is
That's
the
part of it,
thing,
too.
man.
Like,
Like
you don't have to.
They got
Whatever.
rappers who don't do this shit up here doing it.
That's right.
And
You're
that's
not
what
ready,
it
like,
is.
what- yeah.
But what I'm saying is, for what they actually do,
They do good.
that wasn't bad. For what you expect Little Yachty to do, that was fun.
But at the same time,
I do not
you listen to
expect
his
him to
music,
freestyle.
even
I
if you
really
like his
don't.
music, can't
You know
anyone do
what?
it? Can't
Honestly,
anyone do it?
Yeah, but this is the thing. You want to know? I'm gonna tell you something.
If I get
one thing
are we not dumbing this shit down so much where the labels taking all power from the artist because it's like, fuck you, I can pull anyone off the street and make you famous now. All I gotta do is put some tattoos on you and fucking give you a weird haircut.
But the thing is, a lot of these dudes,
it seems like
they was famous.
But it's giving more power to the labels because it's like the artist is nothing, and I'm just gonna prove that I can make this shit poppin'.
Yo, you know the craziest thing is going from me hating all the rappers of their generation to watching them get to the point where they don't like the generation below them, right?
I'm talking more from a label perspective, like.
Yeah, that's true, but all
I'm not hating on them. Like Lil Yachty, when I hear him talking interviews, like I like him, like like I fuck with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's a cool dude. I understand what he's doing.
And I'm not even verifying.
He's a positive person. It's better than him being like.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying I'm not verifying or saying that their music is dope. I probably heard 3 or 4 Lil Yachty songs. I actually kind of like the ones that I have heard, right?
I feel you.
Lil Uzi Vert, I probably, my girl asked me the other day, what's his song? Yeah. And I was
Hold
like,
on, before we get to the call, I think people miss the objective for the label is to make money. It ain't really about to put out the best product.
We got to go back to that.
As long as they can make their money back, that's what they care about. So.
All I'm trying to say is we gotta go back to that list because we gotta call
What's your name?
Yo, what's up, caller?
Are you gone?
What's the word?
The word is gone.
Are you gone?
Who's calling?
Or are you here?
What's going on?
Gone.
Hello.
He's gone.
He gone.
Yo.
Are you going to speak?
All right, he's gone.
Shout out to Further Mendoza checking in. Further Mendoza.
So Boog, what's good?
Yo, Boogie, what is goody? We got to get you on the show soon. He said Kenny Shane should have made the list. If anyone should have made the list, you should have. My man just fucking
facts
signed to a Fetty Wap shit.
Facts.
And we was there for his listening party. That shit was beautiful to see. It's just beautiful to see someone that I respect and someone that I got so much love for to really be.
And a good, and like him and Rigo are like really good people.
Fucking just great fucking people, man.
It's good to see that work out.
You guys got another call.
We got another call.
Are they gonna speak this time?
Yo, what's good?
Yo, what's
going on? Is this Mikey Mac?
Well, I had to hit you. My cell phone was. I was talking. You couldn't hear me. My bad about that. What's going on?
Oh man, that's because you're on that conspiracy shit, bro.
They tapped you, bro.
Wow.
You've been tapped, man.
Yo, honestly, I had a weird epiphany the other day. You know, and I feel like you'll appreciate it. You know, back in the day, like when rap first came out, it wasn't about the, I'm air quoting, the MC. It was about the DJ. So it was like DJ Grandmaster Flash or, DJ Kenny Shane. And the artist was just like that side note. Now what it is right now is the producer is really like for example, you could take some dude like you guys are saying, build an image, give him tattoos and weird hair, and have a really good beat, and he'll be successful. So it's really about like the Mike Will made it, and the producers. I feel like now than the actual artists having any content.
That's been going on within.
That's been going on for a long time though, because ever since even before, Little John, and how long ago was that? That was over 10 years.
That's
ago
when producers, even back to
producers.
the point back then was when producers started really getting like
Pharrell.
Right.
That's when producers started getting huge in the 2000s.
Right.
When it was they became like rappers.
That, like Timberland was the first one.
That's what I mean.
Well, Dr. Dre.
That was the 90s.
Well, Dr. Dre. There's no.
Dre rap, so it's different though.
But I'm saying.
But Dre was famous as a rapper.
Yeah.
But everyone knew he made the beats.
It didn't
I
matter.
know, but if he didn't rap, he wouldn't be as popular.
Right at that time, he wouldn't have been the man he was.
Yeah, because he was.
He wouldn't be in the videos.
He was a figurehead of the labels at the time, with Death Row, and because he brought on Snoop.
We know that all now. Like back in it, like if Drake didn't rap and like he wasn't in the videos, like but a G thing and shit, like people wouldn't know him like that. Like, and even before that, you know what I mean? Like. Timbaland's the first dude to literally just be in a video doing ad-libs and dancing and just be a producer.
Dancing and moonwalking and shit.
I don't know about Puffy was
and doing little finger.
Puffy,
all that
Puffy,
shit.
He is a producer too. So even though a lot of it is just directing shit.
And who's the next famous producer behind him?
I mean,
well, EDM producers. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Like, EDM producers and DJs have been making a lot of
artists, but
yeah, that's another
more
new
so
thing.
now.
Well, this kind of dying down now, but like even like Just Blaze went over to EDM.
I think that's a fallout of the Jersey Shore era, man.
Green Lantern over there.
What'd you say, Mike? My bad. I forgot you were still on the line, to be honest.
No, I'm just saying, like, I know before, like, for example, there was some kind of terrible-ish artist that just got on with the right group in the Dipset that had, like, Just Blaze or, you know, Heat Makers, and that kind of made them. But I feel like it's so prevalent now where, like, it's just about an image and, like, the way you can mumble and, like, have a good tone. If the beat is right, you'll be like, if you take any of the rappers and you put them on those good beats,
mumble rap,
going to the club
if you think about it,
have fun.
It's literally just another instrument to a beat. Because if people are not listening to what you're saying, they're just listening to a melody, it's just another instrument on the beat. Like, it's just another layer. Like, it's a swag layer.
And I'm not hating that game. I'm just saying
it either is for you or it isn't. You know what I mean? So people are you're either gonna listen to it because I'm almost getting tired of that argument where it's like, oh, these guys, they suck, this, that. No, they suck to you.
Yeah.
So there's a whole generation of kids that actually like this shit. If you like it, you like it.
You know the crazy shit?
I'm getting tired of that argument. Like, not, like...
And that's why I didn't want to bring this shit up tonight for that. Like, I didn't want to be like, yo, these dudes suck. Like,
it's a great time to bring it
up. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be a hater because, hey, good for them. They're getting their money. They have their fans, so they're laughing at everybody else.
Exactly.
But you know what, though, man? Like, honestly, I got to say, like, until I... Like, I'm going to tell you like this. For me, I hated the way this shit sounded. I couldn't stand to hear it. I didn't understand it, right? And then, it was like once I heard Migos, and then I saw, like, the origin of Migos' flow, that video that they have, that show how everybody took.
They got some hard records out right now.
It kind of, like, showed me how when I see the Migos, it's that sound done perfectly.
Exactly, yeah.
Because everybody is taking that shit from them, right?
Yeah, everyone took
So then from there... It's almost like I started to kind of understand that shit.
Yeah.
And then I started to, like, when I came across Famous Dex and Rich the Kid, I was like, damn, this shit sound good to me too. Then I realized that Rich the Kid actually came up with them.
You got to be around
in
it
the hood.
too. Like,
so they part of the same crew, kind of like Dungeon, kind of like Goody Mob, Outkast. They grew up together. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that. But when I heard the music, to me, it was like, damn, that shit sound like it's supposed to sound.
Facts.
So I liked it.
And a lot of shit, like, I noticed is, like, being around it give you a different energy toward all that shit. Big time. Like, when I'm in the gym playing ball, like, I'm playing with college kids. I'm playing with high school kids. Some high school kids are on the court. So they bring in the speakers with them and shit, too. So when some of that shit come on, they be like... doing all that shit, I'm like, oh, okay, this shit's hot.
You know
what I mean? But it's like,
it's a
not
wave.
To date yourself, but if you hanging out with people, you know, all in their later 20s and you just chilling, like... And that shit come on, your boy ain't gonna be like, hey. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, that shit is nowadays, the music is about the wave. And once you catch that wave, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You just ride that shit.
That shit's dope. I fuck with it. But back to this list. But, like, I think the other part of this list is, like, are people popping because of the music? Like, I feel like we live in a generation where it's like...
It has to be the music.
We're...
At least partly.
But what list are we talking about again now?
Because this year's list.
There's personalities involved and stuff, but it has to be
I don't know
music. Because it's definitely the personalities too, but they would have like a TV show.
But like, for example, I was talking about it with my roommate, Gino. He's like, the only reason I know this dude ugly guy is because of memes and shit like that. Like, you know, it's like people... Like, the only reason I knew this dude, XXXTentacion, is because he got knocked out. You know what I mean?
Well, you heard the song, though. You heard that.
What is
after I heard he got knocked out.
What the hell is that song, though? What's that song?
You might have, but it didn't stick with me. It might have been the first time I heard it. I didn't register it.
What song is his?
Because I got Apple Music. I listen to this shit, like, playlists when I'm in the gym.
Okay.
And, like, that shit came on. It's called, I don't even know the name of it, but I'm in the gym like this.
He sing or he rap?
He raps. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he's.
I don't even know. I don't even know the majority of what he's saying.
Everybody that want to sound like.
Then we got A Boogie with the hoodie. He's been killing it. He's been doing his fucking thing. But like, he's there for the music.
Yo,
like, he created his own sound. But like these other dudes, I'm like,
look at me.
Like, yo,
yo.
Can
To
you
me,
find that song, Chips?
when I hear A Boogie with the hoodie, it just sound like he stole Dage Low flow.
But it's better though.
He's about to play. "Look at Me." That's the name of the song.
Yeah, look at me.
Look at me.
But that's just what it sounds like to me. I feel like I'm hearing Dage Low.
That's how I don't like. That's all he says.
Oh, this is him? Oh, this shit hard. Yeah, I mean, hear this shit on the radio. Every time that shit come on, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's.
No, this shit is.
That shit is tough. That's him. Oh yeah, I'll definitely fuck with this one. And I always be like, damn, who is this?
Hey, I like bitch, you was your mess. Hey, can't keep my dick in my pants.
Hey.
My bitch don't love me no more. Hey, she kick me out on life, bro.
So that's him.
Yeah.
Facts.
Oh yeah, that should be rocking when I hear. Yeah.
You definitely heard that song before he got knocked out. That's
I did. You probably played it for me, and then because the
I'm
beat
saying-
sounds familiar and shit. But
Yeah.
it just didn't like stick with me. I didn't register that shit.
I remember when that shit first came on the radio. I was like, oh, what is
Yo,
that?
Apple Music is legit, bro.
Yeah,
Better
you
than
fucking
Tidal?
spokesperson for that.
Better
shit.
than Tidal?
It really is.
Apple
I
Music
have
changed my life.
well, I haven't listened to. I'm saying because, like, I listen to the Apple Music on the drive over here, and that's like a 20-minute drive, and there's no breakups. So actually, it's like
What service you got?
Verizon. I got all those people.
You out
behind
here?
me.
You got the Verizon Army, bro.
I got those people behind me.
Cheating out here.
I don't know. I go over my data and they slow the fuck down.
See, that's why I got Sprint. We don't slow down as long as we on Wi-Fi.
Verizon got cheat codes.
Oh man, well they need to give me one.
Cheat code.
I don't know, man. Yeah, but listen. But like I said, the generation, like a lot of shit gets popping just because of, I guess that happened every generation, but like reaction, like there's like reaction videos or response videos. It's bugged out when you go to like the song, and then there'll be like a reaction video or a response video and be bigger than the actual song or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, or a meme of it will have like 3,000 hits, but the song's got like, 3 million hits, but the song.
I kind of feel that way about what's the flute song?
Drake.
Is it no? Is it Future? Future got a Drake got a.
Oh
flute
yeah.
song.
Molly Percocet.
Molly Percocet, and I feel like it probably would have been big.
I fucking love that song.
I feel like it would have been big regardless, just because he's got the machine behind him and he's new and all of that stuff. But I feel like the whole meme culture behind the flute shit just brought it to a whole nother level. And I feel like meme culture can bring songs that are just kind of half-assed to the next level.
Hell yeah.
You know, just can't.
Nah, 100%. But
Yo, imagine if you could get fucking money off every time your song is played on Instagram. Wouldn't that be amazing?
That'd be so hard to track.
Every time you get a fucking.
That'd be so
spin
hard
on
to
the
track.
page. So all you gotta do is take the counts off the videos where. You know what I'm saying? What do I fucking?
But how long is it played for? And all
Don't
this other
matter,
shit?
man. That's your shit. How long do your shit play for on the break in a commercial? You get paid for that.
30 seconds.
Nah, not the whole 30.
yeah,
You know what I'm
maybe
saying?
a 5-second joint.
Yeah.
In what commercial?
Any,
get
I'm
the
just
end of a
saying.
commercial, whatever.
Oh, the end of a commercial.
Or even in
anything.
a
You said
show,
like
in a
an ad.
TV
Some
show.
commercials that don't-
Somebody might walk in a
short.
grocery store for a second. Your shit is in the background.
Yeah.
How long? That's not gonna be a 5-minute scene.
Yeah.
That might be a quick, yo, give me a now later or some shit. Oh God, but you heard like the Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? Somebody get paid for
I don't know. YouTube ain't cutting the check no more. They cutting
you.
back.
They fucked YouTube up, man. YouTube was.
And
they wanted to stay. They
a
stopped
lot-
YouTube for leverage.
a lot of
whole
streaming.
podcast
A
on
lot
that.
of streaming services don't cut the check like that.
Nah, they don't.
They just don't.
They're the last ones to cut the check. They be cutting all the checks, but the mini ones.
Other than supposedly
They got
Tidal.
M&M minis. You can't even eat, bro. Yeah, you got the small shits. But
How about the Warriors?
How about the Warriors?
How about?
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean,
Victorious.
we can move past that and get to Floyd and Connor. August.
Were you a fan of LeBron?
I love LeBron.
Yeah, that's why you said that. I feel you.
I
I'm not a
I
fan
like
of none of
Steph
them
and I
niggas,
like
so
KD, but
I'm not.
it's
a
just
fan.
they weren't
I just-
a match for him, and I thought that series was gonna go 7.
That shit was unfair.
And after the first 2 games, I was like, "Holy shit, this might end."
Do you
in
give?
4.
Do you put an asterisk next to Durant's
no,
championship?
No.
I want to go full switch with this shit, go fully left though, and get into some other shit. I was watching, a bunch of different videos on whole consciousness and how whether your thoughts can really change.
You went through a wormhole. Of
Yeah, I went through a
videos?
YouTube wormhole.
Things
And we're about to
happen.
bring on a guest, by the way, and this kid is, I don't know, I only met him once
Is he here?
for like 10 minutes, but I was like, yo, you just been living in a YouTube wormhole, bro. Like, I gotta have you on the Gawncast.
Yeah, you gotta get going.
Yeah, like I just need, like I don't even, I just off the bat I was like, I know you, Like, I know your style.
You're on the same gone wavelength.
Like, yeah, you're what I look like when I pick my head up out of my computer for 4 hours and I've been watching conspiracy theories.
Yo, yeah. That's crazy, man.
His kid's mad cool kid, though. I want to bring him on. But before I get into that, we're going to take a quick break so we can properly introduce him and stuff. And this is an interesting video. It's a Joe Rogan video. And it kind of
Shout out to the podcast god.
The pod god. But it kind of breaks down
pod god.
The way just you viewing matter and neurons and stuff, you have an impact on that in the way that they actually exist in the universe and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to hear
It's
this.
pretty deep, so I'm going to play it for you guys. I'm going to go grab him. The Gawncast.
Gone!
We're not exactly sure with this fuzzy line between consciousness and unconsciousness and sleeping and dreaming, and it's all going on in one cycle, but we're not exactly sure what part of it we're playing all the time. We have to hit on things to be sure. I mean, how many times have you had dreams where it's a dream? It's a dream. How do you not know that knocking on things isn't a fucking dream? The whole idea that you can dream, the idea that you can imagine, the idea that there's some mystical part of your brain that sees things that aren't really there and puts them into position and moves them around and gives you a little fucking cartoon. What the fuck is that? I mean, we don't know shit. We know a lot. I mean, we're brilliant in comparison to cavemen, but in comparison to understanding just the very nature of the universe. And when subatomic particles and all fucking rules go out the window when you go subatomic. They have things where a particle can be in a super state, where it's in a state of moving and it's still at the same time. What the fuck does that even mean? And the idea that you can look at something, and as you're looking at it, you change the behavior of it. The observer actually changes the actual atoms that are moving. And what the fuck? How is that possible? We don't know. So to say that people know a lot, yeah, we know a lot for people. We know a lot for people. But there's some shit that we don't understand at all. They don't even know why the universe stays together. They don't know why it doesn't just fly apart. I'm thinking that this whole thing might be someone's imagination. It might be your imagination. It might be my imagination. It might be a combination of everyone's imagination. I mean, things are real. There's real laws to this life. But goddamn, it operates like a work of fiction. I'm not sure what this is, and I don't think you are either. I think you can pretend that you're sure because it makes you feel better at night, and you can pretend that everything that you can't hit with a hammer isn't real, and it's just your imagination. It's just what the fuck is consciousness, man? What is this? What is life? What is this idea that, I'm going to call Bert Kreischer and ask him to come over to my house, and Bert somehow or another navigates his way through space and time and arrives at my doorstep, and us friends get to communicate, and we're talking into some fucking thing that takes all of our voice and all the shit that we say and throws it through some internet and breaks it down to ones and zeros, where it's then interpreted by other people's computers in real time. What the fuck is this? Don't tell me you know what this is. This is bizarreness. It is. If life wasn't real, it would be the craziest psychedelic trip ever. It's almost like what a real psychedelic trip is something you're not used to. Something it just throws you off. Yeah. But life itself is the most uber bizarre thing ever.
We don't know that this universe that we exist in right now is the only universe. We don't know whether or not there are not infinite universes that exist side by side next to each other, and it's the human mind that guides you in one direction from one to another, and that they're all parallel, they're all coexisting in the same sphere. We don't understand the universe. We don't understand any of this stuff. They're just now starting to think that inside every black hole is another universe. Wrap your fucking head around that. They think this is a new theory amongst scientists, not people like me, but amongst scientists. They believe that inside every galaxy is a supermassive black hole. And the newest theory is that inside every supermassive black hole is another universe with hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with a black hole at the center, each containing another universe with hundreds of billions of galaxies. We have no fucking idea.
Life might be just one frame in an infinite movie that lasts forever. The imagination is the real force behind the evolution. What imagination truly is we think of it as like, oh, I can see things, I can work around
We're back.
problems.
We
I
are
have this
back
idea.
on the Gawncast with our guest, RJ, the engineer.
RJ, the engineer.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Are you gone?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for coming.
Are you getting gone?
What's up?
Are you getting gone? You ready to get
Gone is the name.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. So so I was looking up some other stuff and you know, just to start dropping some facts. It said that the brain is made up of 100 billion neurons. Different experiences create different neuron connections. Depending on which neurons get stimulated, some become stronger than others. So basically, there's a direct correlation in music. If you're a musician, then certain neurons get stimulated because you love music so much, and it's like your brain is gonna formulate ways for you to get better at that. And it's like,
and that's just like a speculation.
Yeah. I mean, who truly knows
That's
that,
what
like,
I'm saying.
everything? Yeah. It's just crazy how the brain works too. I've heard this before too in Al Gore's book, talking about, you know, how fear works. When the brain senses fear and you go into a defense state, it affects your ability to rationalize. Like, your ability to reason kind of lowers it, and you stop thinking as logically.
Yeah.
So that's like the politics of war. So when they're pumping so much fear into the air, like, oh, we're in a orange terror zone right now, it's people like, all right, yeah, fuck them, let's bomb them. Because you're thinking emotionally. You're not thinking like, all right, so we're going to break this down, we're going to break that down. And then something else, you know, as far as how the brain works, it was saying social validation increases dopamine in the brain. And that's why immediately it's just like why likes. Social media is just like,
you love likes.
Like, I got to look at this shit. Because you're literally creating dopamine. And it's just, and then another thing we have is empathy neurons. When we watch someone else do something, we get stimulated too. And this allows us to bond with one another. Which is
Shout to Pornhub.
Yeah. But, yeah, man. And then I had something that was, and when a person wants purposeness while believing that human existence is meaningless, cognitive dissonance occurs, and that's a paradox. So if you want purpose, but you don't, like, you're not really, if you believe everything is nothing, like, it's not going to find itself. So you're kind of in your own paradox there. And it's kind of like Frank at times, yeah?
Yeah, I guess so. That's what it sounds like me.
I was fucking around. And then, and then they were saying will is the drive to reduce dissonance between our active neural circuits. I didn't know what dissonance was, and I looked that shit up. And the actual definition came up as lack of harmony in musical notes. So I was like, damn, it's mad musical. Brain's getting mad musical here. But I don't know, I was just bringing that shit up because I was just getting lost in the internet. And immediately when I met you, man, the other day, I was like, yo, this kid just looks like a smart dude, like real intuitive and just real, like you've been thinking about the universe for a minute. Because the second, you know, I want to talk about music too, but the second that I just like saw you, I saw some of the stuff you were looking at on YouTube too. And I was like, I got to go home and watch some of this stuff. Like, and I was like, damn, this kid's definitely gone. This kid's definitely, you know, into it, man. But, so how'd you, when did you start like looking into all that type of shit? Just like as far as, so what was some of the stuff we were talking about the other day? Like the universe and
like multiverse theory and shit.
String theory.
Yeah, string theory. What was I talking about? Just like pretty much like the multiverse kind of thing, you know, 10-dimensional space. I mean, for me, when I got into that, I was raised Catholic, and you know, I was always kind of cynical of like whether or not there was a God. And then after a certain point, when I like got my confirmation, I was really just like, you know, I'm not like buying all this stuff. And then I was like, you know what, I really need to like get my argument straight as to why this isn't like
registering.
Why this isn't legit. So I started really looking into like theoretical physics and stuff, and I've never been into like math or anything like that. But when it comes to like conceptual, like when like when I found out about multiverse theory and how that sort of just like allowed there to be an explanation of like how everything is going on and how everything can happen and how like infinite realities are possible that follow different laws of physics, that there's different evolutionary timelines that are possible, all this different shit, without having to say that there's someone puppeteering all of this, that it's all
See, we got somebody on my fucking side, man. I'm not alone this time. Fuck all of you.
We didn't bring him on for this.
I'm just playing.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, my argument's kind of gotten different flavors from different things over the years, but I definitely like. I mean, the one thing that I like a lot is, I mean, if there's anyone watching this that has access to YouTube right now, I would definitely look up 10 Dimensions Explained. It's the one thing I always show everyone, anytime anyone that, like, I know isn't really versed in multiverse theory, which it doesn't really go into string theory that much, but it does explain 10-dimensional space as, like...
So what is that? What is 10-dimensional space?
So, a lot of people think of different dimensions as, like, different, like... realities, like we're in a dimension right now, and a different dimension would be like a different plane of existence, but that's not the way that multiverse theory operates on. It's like they talk about dimensions as if it's like 1D and 2D and 3D are all like spatial dimensions, right. And then the fourth dimension comes to time, and so then it starts going into higher things. So like the fifth dimension is every possible timeline that you could have, and then in the sixth dimension it's like that all becomes one point, and then you create different points into the seventh dimension. Then each point draws a line from each other, and then so once you're in the seventh dimension, then it's every possible timeline, and then every other possible timeline based on different laws of physics, and then you could draw a line between that, and then you could start branching out lines from that. And I'm probably butchering it, but
so basically, once you get to the seventh dimension, the shit is absolutely confusing.
Yeah, like you can't fathom at a certain point, because it's like we're living within certain laws of physics. Like our life follows a standard model of like electromagnetism, gravity, all that stuff. Yeah, and so at a certain point, you can't imagine what different evolutionary timelines are going to be, like what it's like if gravity was following different rules. And there's
like Interstellar, like that movie Interstellar you told me to watch.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
That I think is the first thing I've watched that actually has touched on like actual legitimate.
Especially at the end,
that's you get stuck in like the fifth dimension or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was the fifth dimension or the fourth or something. One of those.
Yeah, I think it was the fifth, because I remember they were like there were like deities that were communicating from a higher dimensional space, where it's basically like the whole idea is that if you were able to see yourself in the fourth dimension, you would see yourself from your birth to your death as one thing. Yeah. And you wouldn't be able to, like, we experience time as cross sections because we live each moment separately, but once it's in a line, then it's just there, and it's a spatial dimension. It's not experienced as cross sections. And then in the same way, like the way that they explain it is like say you've got this piece of paper, and you've got, like, say you're living in two-dimensional experience, and you experience the dimension above in cross section. So if you're a two-dimensional creature, you experience the third dimension in cross section. So if you were seeing this, you would just see a ball. You would see a ball get bigger and then smaller as it passed through, and you'd only see cross sections of it. Just the way that we see time, we only see ourselves within each moment and not the entire picture. And I mean, it kind of, at least for me, it brings home like the way that intuition works. You know, when your gut tells you something, it's sort of like you're, like, I don't know if you've heard.
You're saying like you've been here before type of thing?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like deja vu and intuition.
Yeah, like I mean, like to a certain extent, like with hindsight, you do look through your past self through memories. So like, to me, it's conceivable that within the network of like higher dimensional space, if you consider that this is all information that's weaved together, that like we can't experience all of that at once, that are like
something's telling you that.
Yeah, that we're tied to our future self in some way that's telling us like, like we can literally feel this to an extent. You know, we can't consciously perceive all of it, and
that just made so much sense to me.
Yeah, I mean. For me, at least, it helps tie things together that otherwise are kind of just like, all right, this is soft science, psychology stuff. But when we tie in physics into it, it's like, okay, this actually kind of makes sense, that things are a lot more structured than. And the way I see it is, information is primary. You know, like we've got, like everything is information, everything is sensory stimulus, everything is coming into everything that you're experiencing could be broken down into information. So. Yeah, I mean, I lost my thought.
Well, you know, sometimes
it's hard not to when you think.
When I do things, like I kind of think about things, and sometimes I feel like my older self is telling me to make a specific decision. You know what I'm saying? And then I be thinking like, and it's almost like, what would I say to myself? Like, I'm 80, but right now I'm 38. You know what I'm saying? And what would I be saying? Like, what would I tell myself 60 years ago? 40, 50 years ago? I don't know. It's just weird because sometimes I'm about to make a huge decision. And it's like, yo, it's something inside of me that's like, I feel like it's my older self. Because I always say, if there's ever a way that I can come back and tell myself something, I'll do it. So, however, if I ever feel like I'm getting some kind of message, I guess I'll accept that belief because of the way I look at the future.
That's very true. I mean, I think the way that you look at it does play a big part into like how open you are into receiving information that may or not be coming. I mean, this is just like the way I look at it. I'm not saying that this is the way it works at all. Exactly, yeah. It's theory. But like, I think that to an extent that does happen. I mean, I know at least when I look into the past, like when there's like relationships I've been in that like weren't necessarily working out or whatever, it's like it's usually like my own personal attachment from my lower self that's not really looking into like myself, that's completely silent, that's just like, I mean, this is more from a spiritual perspective, but just like from myself that's like just sitting there and not trying to think about things and figure things out, but rather just like how it feels, and more so I think about it in things that are more like, if I make a decision that leads into suffering, generally there's some sort of anxiety that manifests at some point in the line down that road, and there's a part of me that's like, and the things that are always really smooth and go well, that usually doesn't happen. Usually I don't second guess things. Usually I don't try and complicate things, and usually it doesn't
think about it. It just happens.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel like a big decision necessarily, but it's like, I mean, there are some certain things that like we've been like sort of programmed to think of as big decisions, like career paths and stuff like that. That we are going to overthink about, even if the decision we make does end up being smooth. But I don't know. I mean, I'm constantly trying to discern anxiety and intuition, like whether I'm overcomplicating something or really thinking about it, or I'm like, oh wait, is my gut trying to tell me that this is a go or not? And I mean, generally feelings don't lie for me. You know, usually like if I feel like something's my intuition, and it's like for me, anxiety is like one or two things will be off, and I'll be like really thinking about it a lot. But intuition, it's like one or two things will be okay, and then like there will be all these different things that I'm like, this doesn't really add up here, but you know what, this is okay, but this doesn't add up here. This doesn't really add up here.
Why aren't we more loyal to our intuition?
No, I don't know. For me, it comes down to attachment. Usually I'm attached to some sort of concept, idea of something that I want out of something.
And the girl was a good example, because sensory, like that's like almost the greatest example of sensory. Like I like the way she smells. I like the way, you know, it feels. I like where I'm at. You know, it's just, but you know, if it's not right, it's not right.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. Something could be picture perfect. Like I like the saying that Satan presents itself as everything you've ever wanted, because like so many situations I've been in that are like picture perfect. Like if it was written down on paper, this would be like amazing right now. But then there's something about the way this person looks, or something. I don't know. It's just like it usually comes down to vibes. It usually comes down to just a feeling, where it's like, you know what, this doesn't. I don't seem to get something good from this situation. But
you're talking about physical beauty and a thing, like or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it could be physical beauty, because I do think that beauty is very subjective, and I think that like our own like karma of what we've like developed as far as what we've wanted from life plays a big part in that. Like say you have like you meet this girl that's picture perfect, and she meets all the qualities that you want, secretly a sociopath, but you have no idea. You wouldn't be able to tell, because you know everything's checking out otherwise. But
you know how I deal with that?
What?
Because you see beautiful women every day.
Yeah.
I just think about it like this. This bitch is bad today. How do I know this ain't her Sunday's best? She didn't just get that makeover last night. Right? Yeah, look. I mean, you see a girl that's bad, this might be the one day when she go home, it might be 30 people on her block like, whoa, look at Holly today. She, you know what I'm saying? You have your good days and your bad day. You just see a chick on her good day, because you catch her on a regular day, and you probably would look right past her.
Yeah. No, that's actually a really good point.
Look past the beauty.
Yeah, you were saying some things you touched on spirituality and even the devil. So like, how does spirituality, forget the devil thing, spirituality in itself, how do you weigh that with all your science stuff, and how do you break that down and separate the two and fuse the two?
Well,
no,
I mean,
just your science beliefs.
For me, like, I personally am a Buddhist, and like that holds into account that like, okay, there's no deity in Buddhism, but there's still the law of causation. Like, there's still cause and effect. There's still like a method on how to like live the best life that you could possibly live, not just for other people but for yourself. And I mean, for me, Buddhism is like the physics of religion and spirituality, because it's very much like, okay, you don't want to like lie to people, not necessarily because it's like what you're supposed to do, but because like, okay, first off, when, at least in my experience, when I start lying about things and I'm not honest about things, even if it's really small things, even if it's just not being true to myself, that creates a sort of blurred vision for situations when I come into them. If other people are being dishonest, I don't have that clarity of what it feels like to be honest in those situations, to really be able to discern how a situation is, to really be able to see whether someone's being straight with me or not. And that's very much, in my opinion, the way that karma is working, because you're sort of setting yourself up for the things that you're going to fall for later by not making the right things true to making the right decisions true to yourself. Another one is like taking life, because I mean, at least in my opinion, wouldn't want someone to take my life out of nowhere right now. So I don't generally, like, if I have the option to take a life or not take a life, I'd usually try to not take one.
Talking about abortion, or you talking about?
I don't want to get into that. Yeah. But
right.
No, just like killing a bug or something, you know, or just like.
Is this all from your religion? Like Buddhism? Is Buddhism more of like basically a religion based off facts?
When did you become a Buddhist?
And what made you choose that path?
Well, I'd have to say, okay, so about 2 years ago, I tried LSD for the first time. And
nice.
I was reading a lot about. So one thing I realized that physics didn't cover was consciousness. Physics did not explain consciousness and how, like, what it was. It didn't really go into it at all. It explained like the things that held consciousness, but not what consciousness was. And so I was like, okay, there's got to be some information out here on consciousness. Like, what is consciousness? And so I started just looking up, like, literally on Google, like, what is the origination of consciousness? Like, where does consciousness come from? And then there's like all of these different philosophers and all of these different gurus and stuff. And then I came across all these different things about realizing that none of this is real at all whatsoever, and that life is entirely an illusion, and that we are a self-perpetuating illusion of, like, we're basically God looking through each one of us, experiencing what we've created as this life, and then everything's impermanent, everything's completely illusory, and it's our goal pretty much to see through that, and we can attain pure happiness and pure bliss through all of that, beyond physical sensation, beyond worldly pleasures. It's literally just like, and the term that they use is nothingness, is the
stillness,
true nature of everything. Yeah,
it's kind of like living like your presence and mask the world around you, or something like that, or kind of like living without letting the pressure of the world destroy your happy. Like,
I mean, that's the goal.
It's hard to articulate it, you know what I mean? But like, I kind of understand.
I think it's hard to articulate because it's not something that you can necessarily put into words. Like in Zen Buddhism, the one way they used to describe, like, they use koans, like the one thing that's like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? And so, like, when you think about it, it's like, okay,
just blew my mind, bro.
There's no sound, but it's not silence. It's no thing. It's like the absence of anything, and that's why Buddhism emphasizes meditation, is because through meditation you kind of sit in silence and you allow the chatter of your mind to disperse, and then you start to feel.
I've seen that.
What
literally
is there? And the one thing that I got from my experience from LSD is just that, like, okay, like, it was this really. It was this one experience that just, I realized that I was looking at
yourself.
Yeah, I was looking at myself, and I was seeing, like, everyone else. It was literally just souls. I wasn't seeing bodies with souls anymore. I was just seeing souls. Like, it was just, everyone was just like, it's really hard to explain. And I
while
really don't
you
know
were
how to,
high, or
yeah, it was during the trip. It was the one thing that became imminent to me. It was just that, like, everything right now in front of me is an illusion. Like everything is not like you see everything morphing in front of you, and it's like that's cool at first, but really hard to put into words what I'm trying to get across.
When
right
you
now.
woke up the next day,
It's like a DMT trip.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You know that some way, like Steve Jobs credited LSD in some way to his creation at Apple.
He actually, I remember his quote was that LSD was the single most important experience of his entire life, but that he valued the machine that was his brain, that he didn't want to do any damage to it, so that he left it at that. But yeah, you're right.
So what do you mean he didn't want to do any damage to it? What's the end of that mean?
Well, I mean, I've done LSD more than one time. You can definitely get a delusion started going if you're tripping too much. You could definitely get way far out there and not have your ground as much anymore if you are experimenting.
That's why a lot of people prefer DMT.
So LSD, is that basically acid?
Yeah, that's acid.
I did that shit a couple times.
I mean, today's
the little tablet, the little square shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Arizona. And Arizona, I did that shit a couple times.
Okay, you're from Arizona?
No, I'm from Brooklyn, but I was in the military. I was stationed in Arizona.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I tried.
Would you ever think about becoming a monk?
I've thought about it. It's really fucking hard. Like
I know
the stuff. Like so the precepts I was talking about before about like not taking life, not taking which isn't given. Those are like 5 precepts that I follow. Like there's literally 5 rules. There's just like pretty simple for human decency, but then like monks have to follow like 118 or something. Like they have to like not own anything except for a single garment of clothes, like eat once at 11 a.m. and not the rest of the day, meditate. Like
I've been to the Shaolin Temple in China.
Oh, really?
So like
he's a monk, bro.
Nah, I'm not. I'm like a fat Buddha though, but it was weird to see like
I'm like Malik Monk on the course.
I would see like we went to see a show or something, and there was like these 4 monks, and the show lasted like 2.5 hours, and there was these 4 monks just sitting in front of everyone,
monkeying around.
No, dude, like not moving, like I thought they were statues, just meditating.
Yeah.
So like I've seen like crazy shit like that, like that's. You don't think that's crazy, but you try to sit Indian style for 2 hours and not move.
Nah, that's intense, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's intense.
I can't do that.
But
I can't
they did have cell phones though, which bugged me out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I was like, you can't have a cell phone. You can't take a picture of me. That's bullshit. But
I mean, technically, I don't think they're supposed to really entertain that kind of stuff. But it's like
they definitely had them.
I haven't visited like areas like that, but like
millennial monks.
Yeah. I mean, like I've
they listen to mumble rap.
Oh my god.
Munkle.
Oh.
Yeah. Millennium Mumble Max. Whatever. I fucked up.
So Nomad, when you did it, did you experience that?
Man, it was. You know what? It's trying to articulate it is difficult, man. You ever tried it?
Nah.
Yeah, it's wild because it's like it's definitely out of body, right? It's just a sense of freedom that's unimaginable. It's like I don't know. It's almost like you just let go of everything that's real, and you just live in this world where it's like you see shit and you know what I'm saying? That only people who see. You know what I'm saying?
That shit bug you out though. Like I feel like that shit would bug me out. That's the only reason
I want to try DMT.
It didn't bug me out, but you want to know something? I did do that shit in the desert.
Yeah.
And if I been somewhere like this or like in New York City where it's like millions of people and just shit going on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might have happened like that.
Right.
You know, mushroom. You know what? I tripped hard off of mushrooms before too.
Right.
I mean, not like that. Well, probably I can probably remember the mushrooms more because that was more recent.
Yeah.
But it's the same. It was to me. It felt the same. It felt like the same.
Right.
It was a similar,
Release from
kind of
reality.
right. But
would you try DMT?
I don't know.
I would want to try, but I'd have to know it was real DMT.
I'd have to be with Joe Rogan, like to do that.
What is
like,
DMT?
I do it.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Gotta tell the story.
Your brain naturally produces it. right? But it's in a lot of things. It's in
every living
plants.
thing to a certain degree.
You have to, but to smoke it, you have to.
He's convincing with that shit, man.
Huh?
He makes that shit sound like vitamins. Like it's like my
well,
mom.
I want to try.
Mom, like trying to get me to eat vegetables.
Yeah.
What they sell this shit in the store?
No, it's a Schedule 1.
Yeah, it's Schedule 1, even though every living thing contains it.
Like, well, what kind of drugs do they have that have this in it?
I don't know about drugs. There's plants.
Yeah, there's plants that have it.
But you have to extract it.
Yeah,
You have to extract it. Like they say that's when people die and they have like these dreams, or they have like these visions and stuff when they died for 10 minutes and they come back and like, oh my God, I saw God, or whatever. Like they say that's dimethyltryptamine. That's DMT giving you you're having a trip basically because your brain is still alive for. I don't want to.
Oh, and this shit's a drug, huh?
When you're in that field. When a human dies, how long is the brain still alive for?
Well, not dies, but look, if someone stops breathing, they say about a minute and 20 seconds is optimal, but the person could actually survive up to 3 minutes without air, without oxygen, blood oxygen, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I thought the brain was alive for longer than that.
I mean, yeah, but maybe the person might be brain dead. Maybe that's what it is. You can pull somebody back to life, but it's no...
Like when the heart stops. Stops. For some reason, I'm thinking the brain's alive for like 15, 20 minutes.
I mean, it might be alive, but
For
before
some reason,
the brain
I may be
cells
wrong.
are...
I don't know. I don't. That's why I
No,
don't
you might be. You might have a point, but what I do know is before the brain cells die, and the brain to still have someone who's not a vegetable within the 3 minutes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Within the 3 minutes. Now, as far as like bringing somebody back to life, but is that really bringing somebody back to life? I mean, physically, yeah, a machine, but the involuntary nerve.
It's just a lot of shit we just don't know. Like that's crazy.
You know, there's a lot of shit that we do know.
Yeah.
That they don't, you know.
Yeah.
I would just say, if you're interested in DMT, I'll definitely try something like mushrooms or LSD first, because DMT is the strongest psychedelic known to mankind.
I want to go straight to it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to go straight to it.
Nah, let me tell you something.
Because it only lasts about 15
Before you do
minutes.
that, go try them fucking
I do that. I fuck with that.
It only lasts
that's
about
one of the
15 minutes
scariest
and you
things
come
I
back
hear
to
about.
ground.
It's the only
5 minutes. Speak on it. You know, you
it's like 3 minutes.
I can say you know, but you may know.
Yeah, no, I tried it once, but
Okay,
it wasn't.
I don't wanna say
They call it like a breakthrough. And I didn't have like a full breakthrough,
right.
but like, yeah, shit was definitely trippy as fuck. Like, colors were changing, shit was moving around, but I didn't have like a full breakthrough where like I saw like another world, or I had gnomes talking to me. Because people have experience where they say have like giants or like gnome creatures will like talk to you and say shit like, oh, they've been waiting for you, or they've been watching you, and
Like 10 minutes later, are you back to like?
yeah, essentially you're having an outer body experience. You know, a literal outer. It's not a hallucination.
Level,
yeah, it's not a hallucination or anything. Like your spirit supposedly leaves, or your astral mind leaves your body, and you visit the next or another plane.
That shit sounds just like
It
mushrooms.
only lasts 5 minutes.
5 minutes for it.
It could, so
it's quick,
it'll
but it's
seem
intense.
long. It'll seem long, supposedly.
Even if that shit sucked, I would just be like, all right, it's only 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
Just hope you still.
I don't want to drop acid.
There's no
That
like
shit high shit be
hangover.
making them do nowadays.
And
It's
they're like,
wild.
what's
You
going
take some
on?
shit
Like,
in.
all right, I just
That's-
need to see what I need to see. Open the fucking door and close it. That's it. I don't need to be on acid
Just
for
so
8
Frank
hours.
can come back and argue about it and be like,
Yeah.
nah.
I know what I saw, motherfucker. You ain't
Yo,
gonna
if
lie
you
to
do DMT,
me.
you're gonna find God, bro. You're gonna come back.
I mean,
saying,
if I find God, I found God, but I don't think so. But hey,
I think it, for me at least, it redefined God. Like for me, like I don't think of God as like the puppeteer or architect of reality, but it's more like it's God is energy or God is everything. Like literally the entirety of everything.
so why
I
does it
consider
need to
God.
be a word God? We're gonna get into it. and I don't want to.
Yeah, all right.
Well, you have to. You have to think about it. You have to call it
We
something.
don't got too much
We call
time,
it God.
But I want to get to. I wish
I
we had
respect
more
everyone's beliefs, man.
time. Yo, as far as
Just respect
music,
mine.
how long you been engineering, man?
I've been engineering probably, I think since I was 17. I'm 24 now. But I started producing when I was like 14. and I was like on FL Studio making like really crappy beats, and then I started like recording other people. When I was like 18, I started like being like, okay, you know what, I know how to use this well enough that I could like start like doing it for other people, and then once I got good enough, then I started like charging people and like trying to like actually do it like professionally.
Right.
So yeah, probably I would say since I was like 18, engineering.
Where do you do your work at? Where do you work?
I work at the Lab in New Rochelle. It's a recording studio.
Shout to Pa.
Shout to Pop.
Yeah. Pop's a great guy. Love working there. First like professional studio gig I've had. I've been freelancing up to now, and I also do audio at CBS in Manhattan a few times a month.
Oh,
nice.
On the west side over there, right?
It's West 51st Street.
Yep, with Amy Snow and Tony Yates.
No, I don't work with them. It's a really fucking big company. So I work in a small department with like 5 people. We do like a satellite media tour. So like a person will come in and they'll do interviews, and we'll punch in different TV stations every 15 minutes and just like keep hitting them. And they're in a green room, and I'm just pushing faders up and down. Luckily, my dad knew the supervisor there. So my dad played trumpet with Frank Sinatra and Buddy Rich, so he's pretty well connected.
Your pops is the old jizzle.
We gotta have your dad on the show,
With
bro.
old blue eyes.
Damn.
Yo, can you get Pops on the track?
Yeah, probably actually.
Yeah.
Do you ever like sample like?
Can I
have
get
any
that?
of his music that you sampled?
I
You
mean,
said
I
you
haven't
produced
sampled.
before.
I haven't sampled his music. The main thing is that like I think I can get over this at this point in my life. But in the past, when I've tried to work with him, he's like traditionally jazz trained, and I'll be like playing like I was like I took classical lessons for a period of time and jazz lessons for even shorter.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to writing music with him, he's so much more technical and like strict about everything that it kind of kills
So it's hard to the creative
creativity.
space.
Oh,
Kills
man.
your vibe, your energy.
Yeah.
My relationship with my dad was like that too. My dad was a musician. Man, that shit was, it was hard for him to teach me to play guitar, because when I would try to, okay, Dad, cool. Now let me see. Instead of him letting me just do it, it'd be like, oh man, come here, man, what are you doing? and it was just like, I didn't even touch it yet. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So it just turned into, come on, you want to? Nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the way he was about it was just so. He couldn't see that I needed to just.
You gotta have space to be able to let that creative energy flow anyway, you know. And like, I mean, my dad wasn't necessarily the most like emotionally fluent person to be able to understand stuff like that. But you're right about that. Like, I'll be working on like a project with like an actually like big artist, and I'll send it to him and be like, oh yeah, like I did this project. Let me know what thing. He's like, oh, you're using this chord progression. I feel like you use this chord progression all the time. I'm like, okay, well maybe I did that because like.
It works.
I know, it works, and I wanted to use it for this fucking track because it's actually featuring someone good, you know. Like, I don't know, it's a different language, I think, when it comes to parents, you know. But yeah, no, I think honestly, if I were to just move past that and be like, you know what, here's a track, just lay down what you want on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Take that
Just
shit,
be like,
chop
give
it
him,
up.
Give him
You know what I
creative control, because at the end of the day, you're an engineer. You produce, but you're an engineer as well. You can just chop shit up and play it how you want to play it. Distort
that's true.
sound. Do other things like, because that's what I would do. If the only instrument my dad plays is a fucking fork and knife song.
The one thing my dad always said, man, when you make your music, there ain't no fucking mistakes, because it's your music.
That's real.
Yo, that's
there's
the
no
realest
mistakes.
Shit. That's the real shit.
Because I remember he said, well, what if I make a mistake, Dad? But what the fuck you talking about? You can't make no mistakes.
There's no.
You know what?
way
Another
to make
thing,
music.
everybody can sing. Don't let nobody tell you you can't sing.
I can't sing.
Everybody.
I'm pretty bad.
You know what I'm saying? It don't. Oh yeah. I bet you could make a hit record. I bet you can make time.
Now, maybe. I'm gonna try that.
Yo,
You
so
know what I'm saying?
we gotta wrap up, man. Wish I had you for a whole show. Maybe come back on again sometime soon. But where can people hear your stuff?
Right now, I got stuff released on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/RJPasin, Pasin. I got a EP coming out soon, actually, within the next month. Just waiting on the masters back. And then I got later coming out at the end of the summer, I've got a collaboration project featuring Talib Kweli and Blue. It was a collaboration with producers Beatnik and K-Salam. Great producers. Really honored to work with them. So I'm just trying to get that project out there also.
That's super dope, bro. Congrats on that, man.
Yeah, thank you.
We definitely gotta have you back on when that comes on.
Yeah,
You make
I'd
hip
like
hop
to.
music?
Yeah, I make some hip hop. I mean, a lot of the stuff I make is kind of like electro, trap, ambient, trip hop kind of stuff.
Can I ask you a question? Can I intern?
Intern? I mean, I actually just talked to Papa if he would be interested in having interns, because one of my friends works at the school that I went to, getting internships for people.
You gotta get the homie in first.
I mean, it's if you want to have an internship at the studio, or like if you want to like just talk to me and stuff. I mean, like,
What school did you
whatever
go
you
to?
want. Institute of Audio Research.
IAR?
Yeah.
Nice. I went to Full Sail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, man.
IAR, I should have went to IAR, but...
Every time you say that, I
Full
think of
Sail's
that
good too,
song. Sail. What's that song?
Oh,
That EDM song.
I forget the artist, but Sail.
Yeah.
Man. I don't,
I don't like that song.
You don't like that song?
I actually like that song.
I like that song.
So what do you?
Who first? Mine was stupid. Go ahead. No.
So what do you use when you mix and when you engineer? Like, what do you use? Like, some people you specifically in the box or in the box and out the box together.
I do all in the box. At school, I went to learn Pro Tools primarily because that's like the industry standard for recording studios. So at the lab, I use Pro Tools to record people, and even at my home studio, I use Pro Tools. But what I write music in is Ableton Live, because like something that'll take me like an hour in Ableton Live will take me 10 hours in Pro Tools. So when it comes to like writing tracks, like when it comes to recording and editing, Pro Tools is way better. But like when it comes to writing stuff, Ableton's so much more intuitive. It's just like it knows everything you want to do. Yeah, it's so much faster.
Yeah.
It's for me, being fast is important for being creative, because when I'm like, oh wait, this idea just came,
you need it.
I
need to execute
fast if I'm gonna be able to build on top of that. You know,
It is.
So.
Yo, man, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
very much.
Yeah, I wish you could
We
have
got a lot in half a show. So.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I wish you could
day
be here
today.
longer, fellas.
Yeah, thanks
really
for coming
enjoyed
on, man. Fucking
Yeah, I'll be happy to come out
We went
again.
from the 7th dimension back into Ableton and back again, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, but next week, as always, 8:30, the new time slot. We ran a little time over because we had a great guest on tonight, and we'll see you then. We gone.
We gone.
Yeah.